Political Clock with me, Albert Betwel. And today on Political Clock, I have a guest. This is a promising and also a future leader in our country. Remember to find us on our Facebook at Albert Betwel, at EVC TV News, and remember to tweet and to comment on our show or what is going on in our today's show. And for the sake of our viewer, maybe for the sake of introduction, welcome first and thank you for having time with us here on Political Clock.
Thank you so much. I'm Betwel, Rono. Find me on WhatsApp, number 0781
Welcome so much, Betwel. And maybe straight without wasting so much time, I know that you have a tight schedule because politicians are very, very, very busy doing one or two or three. So, for the sake of the viewer, who is Betwel?
Betwel is a surveyor in profession, is a politician, who also is a leader, a promising leader.
Yeah. A promising leader. So, what do you lead? Or you are a student, you are leading students, or you are a governor, or you are an MCA somewhere?
I'm an MCA to be.
Yeah. Or MCA to be.
Yes.
Yeah. So in short, this is an aspiring MCA in Kericho County. He will be telling us which word is that, and also he will be shedding light on his manifesto come 2027. And on Political Show, we normally focus on uplifting upcoming leaders and also giving them a platform to hear their manifesto. So, Betwel, and thank you so much for having time and maybe to come and shed light on your manifesto and to talk about leadership here on Political Club. So now, if elected in 2027, what do you plan for the people of your ward? And first of all, let's have an intro of your ward. Which ward will you be standing to vie for?
I'll be standing to vie for Soget Tendon Award.
Soget Tendon Award.
Yeah. From Kikuyu East, Kericho County. Yeah.
So, if elected today, let's assume it is 2027 election, of course you will have campaigns before and you will be selling manifestos. So let's assume you are elected to be the MCA of Soget, or the name you say.
Soget.
Yeah, Soget in Kikuyu and West Kericho County. What is your plan for the people of Soget?
Yeah, thank you so much. Starting with, first of all, I'll start with youths first. Youths are the first person I'm going to match upon. Youths are very much, they're there, they're stranded home, jobless.
No jobs.
Jobless, they're there. Drugs are there. Drugs are the main thing that are pulling down them. So what I can tell you, what I can tell Soget, first person to be prioritized are the youths. And I know youths are the people, are the light of the society. Yeah. So being the light of society, and they have no works, they have no jobs, they are there at home. So it means that the light of the society is dull. It's not working.
It's not working.
Yeah.
No, but when you say the youths, if at all we see your manifesto and the first thing you are outlining there is the youth, what if the number of adults now, who are not adults but people who are past youth age, maybe they are more than the youth? Don't you think they will see that you are neglecting them and you are prioritizing the youth, and this one will maybe at some point deduct the votes from you?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I have a strategy whereby it's going to work on youths, adults, the middle age, past Gen Zs, I can say, the generation Gen Z first, and I'm going to nurture on the Gen Alpha are the students. I know they are still there at home. So we have the adults past the Gen Z, which are the millennials. Some of them I can't say they are youths, so they are past the youths stage. So then I have the strategy on how I'm going to solve them. So starting with the youths, I'm going to start on the youths.
So then you want to get rid of the unemployment among the youth. That is the big problem in Sogetwa.
The biggest problem I'm talking about. That's the biggest problem I'm going to nurture in, and I'm going first to eradicate the unemployment in Soviets. So the youths, I know them, they are jobless. You go for the adults past youths, they are jobless too. So you find that the people at home are much. There are very many. So the drugs is there, and there is
people are into drugs. Let's talk about the drugs like the chang'at, the illicit brew.
The illicit brews comes in whereby those people now, the unemployed ones, tries to cope up with their day-to-day life by taking them and producing them. So the strategy I'm going to use is I'm going to eradicate it by employing them. I'm going to produce a platform whereby it is going to create employment for them. So that's the first thing I'm going to do with the subject. So starting with the youth. Secondly, I'm going for those adults I was talking about. I've not neglected them, so I'm going to do with them. The first and foremost thing with them, I'm going to check on what fields. I know them. I know most of them are learned. They are learned, and they have no opportunity. Opportunities are not there for them to
explore their
skills. Yeah. So, and in that, so we have the government. I can't say the in-government, which is there, is not doing. It is doing, but to a level. Yeah.
Talking about the government, we are in a government called Kenya Kwanza, and the slogan for Kenya Kwanza is bottom up, where that person who is down economically is uplifted to an upper level to reach those who have the wealth are. And you've talked about those adults who are at home and they don't have jobs. So what avenue or what are you up to see that mama mboga, that border man is able to be at the level with the rest of the people in the economy?
Yes, thank you so much. So the first thing I'm going to do with them, there are many ways I'm going to try to fix the mama mboga, the first person, the mama mboga, our producers. These people, they are doing their parts, but the government haven't give them chance. So the first thing, markets, starting with my area. I can't talk about another area before I talk about my area. My area
charity begins at home.
Yeah. So in my area, there is no market. The first thing. So if there is no market, it means that there is the mama mboga.
They don't have a place
to sell or to nurture in their production. So they may produce their goods or their products, but there is no market for them to sell. So the first thing I'm going to do to eradicate that is I'm going to start markets. So the in-government, I promised all this, that they are going to produce or to build markets for them. For now, they have not done that. So the first thing I promise, the first thing in the government, I'm going to build them markets. So every center, at least in 2 or 3 centers, the one will have the market. I can't tell you that I'm going to make every center to be the market. It will be impossible. So, but what I'm going to try is at least 2 or 3, one will have a market. So that's our first way a mama mboga will going to benefit on their production. That's the first thing. The second thing is about the border man. The border people are struggling so much because of poor roads. I can't say they are poor, but they are at a level whereby it's making it a bit difficult for them, for their business to run. Yeah. So the first thing I'm going to do with them is those border riders will be riding on a base and a standard. If it's a Maram road, it's a standard Maram road. I assure that. So well leveled, well leveled. As a surveyor, I know that. Well leveled roads,
all weather,
well constructed, all weather roads. So that is how I'm going to do with those border men. So those are adults I was talking about now.
We have also challenges of the shades for the border people, where you find that they are on the sun when there is a lot of rain. They are being rained on when they are waiting for their customers. Are you planning also to maybe construct some for them?
Yeah, thank you so much. In that connection, most of centers, I can say, most of centers in our area, has no shades. Some of them has got 1 or 2, maybe 1. No, I've never seen 2. So coming to 2, I've never seen 1.
Yes.
I've ever seen 1 on, I think, coming to 2. So the other places has got no shades. That is the biggest problem these border men are undergoing. So what I can promise for them is that every center, I promise a shade. Maybe I can't tell you I'm going to produce shades, many shades in every center. One is enough. Well, to accumulate all the border men in the area. So that is how I'm going to nurture in the border men. Those are the people, the ground people that I know they are passing or they are undergoing this biggest challenge. In addition to that, there's this I have a platform whereby these people has got no insurance. They might go they are there. They are undergoing that's the biggest challenge they are undergoing right now. So you find that they might go for maybe towns. They explore towns and they find it difficult for them to get out or to get there to the town whereby they don't have their license. So I have a strategy whereby I'm going to net on them and know how they are going to find their insurance covers. Yes, that is to border men. I promise them.
Talking about insurance, also we have the issue riding license. A number of borders doesn't have riding license, and that is what is contributing to the many accidents we see. Most of the border people engage in maybe they are riding without the knowledge of the road, the usage of the road, and also the speed. So I think also it is something to consider when you get into the office that these people need to learn how to ride. So if at all you get in, I think if you sponsor them for driving, to go to driving school and learn how to ride, that it will plus to them and also to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. In addition to that, I think I'll talk about the insurance. So there's one thing about that I know about the riders, They are the people who know in that they know they have the skills, but they don't have the license.
Yeah.
So the driving license, the driving schools I know within our area, they are very limited. I think 2 or 1, and it's not in our constituency. The Londiani constituency has got 1 driving school, the master school. So the 1 driving school cannot accommodate all the drivers, all the students, if I may say. So I am sure there will be even at least two driving schools not for my personal consumption, not for my personal use,
Beneficial.
but for the beneficial of Soviets in the world.
Yeah.
So I've not. So in addition to that, I'm going to do to them. I'll have at least 2, and sponsored for them to get knowledge about the road speeds they are using. It's not that they don't have skills, because and yet they are driving, so they are drivers, but they don't have the knowledge about the roads, maybe road signs, maybe, and in addition to that, road safety. Yeah. So many of them, most of the road accidents in Kenya right now is involved by border riders, is that they are driving. It's not that they don't know how to drive, or that they don't have the skill. They have little knowledge about the road signs and road safety. Yeah. So I promise Soviets to have at least 2 driving schools and 1 sponsor for the border riders.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Remember, this is Betwel to Bet, oozing his manifesto ahead of 2027 elections. Remember, this is Political Clock with me, Albert Kibet Bitop. Remember to find us on Facebook at Albert Kibet Bitop, also at EVC TV News. This is Political Clock here on EVC TV, and Political Clock goes for a break. We'll be back with more. Welcome back. It is exactly 17 minutes past 4. This is Political Clock with me, Albert Betwel, and here in studio today, we are privileged to host one of the promising and future leader, that is Honorable Betwel, who is an aspiring MCA for Soget Ward in Kipkelion, Kericho County. And without maybe wasting so much time, we want to continue with your manifesto that apart from the youth you have talked about, apart from the border and borders, we have also projects which you can also execute or implement. And also, of course, you've seen your MCA right now. We have so much which has not been done. What else can you do to the people of Soget in terms of development and to ensure that you clinch that MCA seat?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. In that connection, I want to add on water production in Soget. I know most of the area right now has got water, but water is on centers. Centers izifikia kiwango cha kila mtu kupata hiyo maji. Hiyo maji kwa sasa ilifika kwa centers. Centers inamaanisha most of the people haven't get those water. In that, so water drilling is in
your manifesto.
In my manifesto. So I assure you, or I assure the Soget members that water lazima maji ifikie kila mtu. There is a project. It was there. It was rolled out. Then ikapotelea mahali. Ilikuwa inaleta maji mititatu. I think that area imekuwa na tatizo la maji for long. So mititatu. I assure you that project ilikuwa imekuwa rolled out. I'm going to come on it. Nakuja kwa. So in addition to that,
imagine why kwanza kabla uende na hiyo.
Naam.
Imagine why na unajua kwamba bila maji hata hakuna kupika, hakuna kuoga. So it is like without water there is nothing you can do.
Yeah.
So I think that should be also a priority to you.
What I most prioritize is the hospital. Kila hospitali ikuwe na drilled water sufficient, maji iko sufficient. No, Iran well. So for it to run effectively, so it must have got water. So in addition to that, maji kwa kila familia lazima iwafikie. So hawa watu wanafaa kuwa na maji. Kitu ya kwanza. So every household.
Pia kuna maji.
So let's talk about 2 households at a time. So every 2 households, I assure, will have a water tap that they are going to get water. So every household lazima ipate maji. So get tendena word iko na hiyo problem. So ikifika wakati wa Januari, watu wengi wanateseka sana juu ya maji. And we have na tumetuma watu simamia. So today I'm going to stand with you. Lazima maji wafikie. So kila mtu na maanisha every household will have water. So in addition to that, so every dispensary kwanza ikikosa maji inamaanisha it can't run effectively. So every dispensary I assure itakuwa na maji. Water drained. So that project must be rolled out na inafaa kuwa effective after.
So apart from water and dispensary, let's now change gears to matters of education. An MCA at the ward level plays a critical role of ensuring that county bursaries are shared equitably to the beneficiaries. What do you plan so that, what do you have in place to ensure that hii bursary mwenye anatakikana apate gets this bursary?
Yes, thank you so much. I know that wanafunzi wengi tuna wanafunzi wengi wanatoka skuli ya kutenda na most of them have got no bursaries, unlike the other part of our county whereby.
Before that you answer that, you must agree with me that bursaries have been given without following the correct procedures that those who are vulnerable students get the bursary. Kuna upendeleo, kuna kupeana bursary kwa upendeleo. Hiyo ni ukweli ama ni
that is what is affecting most of us, or most of our society, not even society but our constituents. So at most time you find that the most people who should be having, or who should be in the forefront of giving bursaries are the people now who have been neglected. So the first person to be given those bursaries are orphans. The first person. Then followed by, there are families whereby actually, so in all means they don't have. So but
background.
The humble. Yeah. Let's talk about the humble background. So if we can say the poor, they can't afford, but they can afford some of. So how watu wanatoka kwa the humble backgrounds, I assure you, bila ubaguzi na mapendeleo, lazima kila mtu apate basari. Basari ni kitu ya wanafunzi, na wanafunzi wote suppose basari. So kwanza from down, from primary to the tertiary schools. So I assure you, 90%, I can't say 100%. So the 90% of those wenye hawajiwezi lazima wapate basari. The basari will be there, na kila mtu lazima apate basari.
Yeah, true. That is also very true that every child in Kenya is entitled or has a right of education, and that is what you want to amplify in your word. That is the Soketwa. Now, as we approach the end of this political club show, now the primary, now umetoka sasa mashinani, umefanya maji, make sure there is water in the dispensary, and bursaries zimekuwa dispersed and all the roads ziko sawa. Now uko sasa kwa assembly, the county assembly of Kericho. Sijui kama utawekwa mfuko na ule governor atachukua hatamu, ama utakuwa unafanya kazi ukimtetea ule mwananchi wa kawaida.
So thank you so much. So most of these people, most of the coming or the incoming, wanafika kwa serikali, wakishafika serikali wanaona wamefika. But I assure you, I'm going to pass bills kenye itakuja kusaidia the mwananchi. The mwananchi mwenye tunamwangalia ni those from our mothers, parents, watoto, kila mtu. Bills are going to be passed kenye itakuwa in favor of the mwananchi himself. So I can't say that tutafika huko the bills zenye itakuwa passed zitakuwa za governor mwenye huko. Najua most of the people they are wanalipwa, wanakuja pass bills kenye na favor the governor. So I'm going to go against that. So the bills that is going to be passed is the bills kenye inakuja kusaidia mwananchi, inatetea mwananchi, na kenye itakuja kusaidia Southgate.
Yeah.
So hadi to rush for that before to exhaust on what I'm going to do for those people before we go for the bills. So to farmers. So let me first thank the I can say the ongoing government of Moses. So I can say fertilizers zimefika kwetu, lakini hiyo fertilizer iko limited. Fertilizer inafaa kuwa plenty, inafaa kuwa tosha kila.
Ukienda kuchukua wanakuambia unapata only one, unachukua mbili
or two. And you find that their offices are to favor. The offices favors on some, not all. So you find that these offices, I'm going to eradicate that. So offices is for people, not for them. We send you the office not to go and favor some. So not those some send you to the office, but all of us send about the office. So the office will be open for everyone, bila ubaguzi, bila kila kitu. So the office will be available for kila mwananchi. So in addition to that, so the wakulima nakuza kwenu. Wakulima, the most it's so expensive to cultivate or kuwa mkulima nowadays in this era, whereby you find that kupata hizo kupata mbegu, kupata fertilizer is so difficult. So hadi inafika wakati kwa mwananchi inakuwa ngumu sana. So I'm sure they will going to form groups for those wakulima, farmers group for them. Itakuwa inawasaidia for production of, they can produce many things. They can produce coffee, they can produce
Mheshimiwa, I'm told time is not on our side.
So thank you.
Yeah, we shall have time in future to talk about this. We know 2027 is we still have like 2 or 3 years. But before we have your parting shot, I know ungeongea mingi, uko na mambo mingi umeplan kulingana na ile ambayo unataka kufanyia watu wa Soget Ward in Kericho County. But kabla tumalize, tuko na chama mingi. We have a lot of parties. Sijui wewe kama Betwel umeona ni chama gani ambayo utasimama nayo na your preferred lineup from president to sasa wewe ni MCA, utakuwa sasa unasema president ukikuja huko nyuma.
So thank you so much. So in that connection, I assure you my president is William Samuel Ruto.
So bila shaka uko
UDA.
Au uko CCM?
So my president will remain President William Samuel Ruto.
5-10. Tukikuja kwa county
not 5-10, 10 bila break.
10 bila break.
Yeah.
Tukifika huko kwa county yako ya Kericho.
So county, I can't say Hillary
Mutai
is not doing. He's doing, but
kuna mahali kuna upungufu.
Yeah. So as we know, there are many ways of killing the rat. If you find an efficient way of killing the rat, then we go for it. So we can't say that process or his government wasn't able to kill the rat, but it wasn't efficient. So I rule him out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Senate.
So Senate, our majority.
Cheriot.
Kitoyo
Come on, Scott. Women rep.
Women rep, I can't say. I have a so I'm going to. I have a mother who is going to represent Kericho County by the name. I know by the name, by his her I think what's her name. Sorry. So,
And what about your MP?
Our MP is going to remain. I'm going with Gerald Ross as an MP. Yeah.
And now comes the MCA.
And now comes the MCA.
Wish you the best.
Yes, thank you
and
so
now
much.
your parting shot before we call it a day. What do you have to say? Your last words before we wrap up this?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. So, naenda kuombea Soget Tendono Ward. You stand with me, stand with the Gen Z. Youths, I assure you, I'm going to represent you well. Mama, I'm there with you. Wazee, you are mmekuwa nyuma sana. Government sijaisikia wakisema wazee. So wazee, I'm with you. I'm back to back with you.
Of course, that is Betwel Kibet, an aspiring and also promising MCA aspirant for Soget Ward in Kipkelion, that is Kericho County. And that has been awesome. Thank you so much for having time with us here on Political Clock with me, Albert Kibet. So, Political Clock here on EVC TV comes to an end. Until next time, see you.